The average duration of following a New Year resolution is around a month or 2 months at max. At the start of this year, just like everyone else, I set some New Year resolutions. I wanted to be more productive and stay motivated so that I could follow my New Year resolutions for the whole year and not just 1 or 2 months. I was all cheered up and motivated at the time, but I knew if I only rely on motivation and willpower, I'll give up sooner than I think. Because there are some days when you feel weak and demotivated and make an excuse of not doing any work, so you rest for a day. One rest day turns to 2, 3, a week, and suddenly, before you even know it, you lost all your momentum to work on your resolutions and just give up. So I knew the key to sticking to any habit is to set systems and processes in place. So I did a lot of thinking and came up with this system that I'm gonna share it with you guys right now. I won't lie to you, I got carried away for a short amount of time, but I came back on track with more motivation and power. And all thanks to the systems I've put in place, which helps me stay motivated and be as productive as possible. So without any further ado, let's get rolling. So the first thing after waking up in the morning, many people use their phones and waste a lot of time. Their excuse is watching funny cat videos helps them to get out of bed. Well, for me, I do not use my phone for at least half an hour. The very first thing you do in the morning will dictate how your whole day goes. So don't waste time in replying to texts, emails, and overall, avoid social media as much as possible. When we wake up, our mind hits a refresh from yesterday's bullshit. Our willpower bar is full. So avoiding social media helps me avoid distractions and get to work as quick as possible. Not just during the morning. I try to use my phone as less as possible throughout the day. I've scheduled my notifications to turn on and off on specific times. I reply to texts, watch YouTube videos only during my free time, and that's typically when I'm having my lunch. When you're done with a task and you want to reward yourself, you open Instagram and watch reels for 5 to 10 minutes and close the app. You may think you're watching very less reels and you're in control, but think again. When you watch reels for even a minute, your mind processes that information for an additional of 5 minutes. And after watching 5 minutes of reels and what your friends have been posting, what is happening in Instagram and all that bullshit, your flow of work gets distracted and it's hard to focus again. So your mind takes another 10 minutes to get into flow and start working again. So 5 minutes of social media time equals 30 minutes of brain energy wasted. I start with watching just 1 or 2 photography related reels and end up watching just random shit that I don't even remember. So overall, I just wanna avoid it because it takes a lot of mental energy out of me. Well, I don't use my phone first thing in the morning, but what I like to do is meditation. I do it for 5 to 10 minutes every day. It's just simple breathe in and breathe out, nothing fancy. This is a bit of over-exaggeration. But a lot of people face problems while starting out. They keep on reminding themselves not to think, but end up thinking something, and that leads to disappointment. So they stop trying. Meditation? It ain't for me. Been there, done that. The key is to acknowledge your thoughts and slowly let them go. Yes, a lot of random thoughts will pop into your head. Thought after thought will come and go, but it doesn't mean your meditation session was unsuccessful. It's just a part of the process, and eventually, after some practice of 1 to 2 weeks, your thought pop-ups will slow down and you'll be more relaxed. Your frustration and anxiety will go away, and you'll be able to get your stuff done no matter what else is happening around you. Now for visualization. I do it just before I start my work because I read books after I meditate and then I go to the gym. You can do it after your meditation, but for me, doing it before starting my work is beneficial. So it goes like this. I visualize an end goal for myself. I simplify that goal and plan out what someone needs to do to get there. I imagine that someone to be me. Then what task should I perform this month to get closer to that goal? What task should I perform this week to get closer to that goal? And finally, what task should I perform today to get closer to that goal? Doing your visualization before you start your work is really effective. It boosts your productivity and helps you stay dedicated to your goals. So try doing it after your meditation, or you can do it just before starting work like me. Earlier, I used to make my to-do lists on my phone and I always forget to check them. When I do check them, my finger automatically heads to the Instagram app, and before you know it, I'm enjoying some wholesome meme content by 9gag. But then I remember I had to check my to-dos. I close the app and open my to-do list app and look for my task. Alright, I say. I close the app and again. So I learned my lesson and now I make my to-do lists on a physical paper rather than an electronic device. I would say sticky notes work best for me because I'll just stick them to my desk and they're visible to me while I do my work. The problem with notebook to-dos is that you have to open them each time you want to tick a box or see what's in there. Unless you have a proper notebook specially designed for to-dos that are open from the front side, then that's fine too. Now, I don't need to open my phone because every time my eyeballs move, I'm reminded of the task that I have to do today. As a plus point, there's a bit of satisfaction when you check something off your list physically. Writing your goals somewhere is crucial because what happens is we get so busy in our day-to-day life that we forget our goals and why we wanted to reach there in the first place. So our mind forgets we had to work on our own project instead of wasting time. So when we visualize and write a plan somewhere, we are reminding ourselves to keep going and giving us a reason on why it's worth it in the end. Now, unlike to-do lists, which are disposable by the end of the day, your plan to achieve your goals need to get its own database, and for that I use Notion. Nearly everyone uses it and it's also free and easy to use. I write my big plan on Notion and week after week I review it so that I don't forget why I started. It doesn't have to be super beautiful or aesthetically pleasing. I just take some time to write my yearly goals, monthly goals, my workflow to get my goals, and I'm dandy. Now, Notion is a go-to for everything I do. Making notes from the book I read, making notes from the courses I take, writing my thoughts, financial management, and much more. If writing physically is comfortable for you, then sure, go ahead, but make it easily accessible. When you have been trying to complete a project for a long time and it still isn't going the way you wanted it to go, it can get really frustrating really quickly. Sometimes I'm too tired for the day, out of ideas, and don't know where to go from here. In this case, what happens is when you keep your mind indulged in the same task, it gets bored and fed up with the same environment. So it becomes less creative and generates less ideas. So what I like to do is go for a walk. It helps me get some perspective and get some cardio done for the day. Returning back home with fresh mind to the same project. Whoa! I didn't think of this approach, did I? Turns out this was the thing I was looking for. So long walks with friends or maybe alone helps me feed my brain with variety. Sometimes I like to listen to music while I walk so that I could feel like the main character of my own story. Now I've been writing the script of this video for the whole day and I need some rest. So I'm gonna listen to some music and get back to you. Contrary to popular belief, knowledge is not power. Knowledge plus action is power. That means you need to make sure that you're taking the right actions each and every day. That's why I like to take some time, generally 15 minutes before I sleep, to overthink why my life's so miserable. Yeah, no shit, we all do that, Vagaby. What's productive about that? Let me rewind that. Before I sleep, I like to grab my to-do lists and review all the tasks I've done today. Did I catch them all? Was my input 100%? Which ones are left out? If I tried my best to complete all the tasks, even if some were left out, that's alright. I'll tick them off the list for today and write them again tomorrow. But only if I tried my best to complete them. Or else, that's a cross. So when I make a list and review it every day, I tell my subconscious mind to work smarter the next day and try to complete the task so that I'm doing all the right things and I'm headed in the right direction. I need to feel satisfied that today was a productive day. On top of these actions, I would also like to add two more things that you should perform. These are really important, but these are not specifically systems, so I didn't make a sequence for them, but here are these. So the first one is to work out. No matter what else you're doing, you need to take care of your body. It'll boost your self-confidence and lift your overall mood. Like meditation, working out is important as fuck. Second is to read books, fictional or non-fictional. You should make a habit of reading books. It teaches us a lot of things, and I can speak all day on the benefits of books and what I have learned from them. It's gonna be super hard when you start reading books and maintain this habit, but just like everything, the process will get easier down the line. You know, when I was 18, I didn't know anything about what I'm gonna do. I was like, I'm gonna be Batman. Then I started reading a lot of books and I've learned a lot of things from them. I'm not saying,
oh, I'm a big brain now.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. If you found something useful that you could take away from this video, I would appreciate it if you like this video and subscribe to my channel for more awesome content like this. Adios amigos.